Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. Yeah, we're back again, as we are every day. And today I want to talk about time. Do you know what time it is? I'm going to tell you what time it is. No matter where you are in the world, where you're watching from, the time is now. And that now is all you ever need to know. We've gone under the illusion that time is more than now. And when we go on that illusion, what happens? We think the past is real. We think the future is real. So let's examine that a little bit. Let's explore that idea because you're probably saying, Lee, you're crazy. No. What is the past? The past is only a memory. It doesn't exist now. Do you get that? The past does not exist now. It's a memory stored in your subconscious brain, and you're bringing it forward into the now. So then what's the future? The future is your imagination. The imagination where you've taken the past and you've extended it into the future, or you've used your imagination to create something completely not related to the past into the future, but it doesn't exist now. The only thing that exists now is this moment. So if you really can contemplate that, if you can take that out step by step by step, you realize that all your pain, all your suffering, you've brought in, you've created it because it doesn't exist. Suffering is living in past memories that you've attached meaning to. If you're living in the now, there's no suffering. In the now, suffering does not exist. It's only when we bring the past in that suffering becomes something that's something that takes us and moves our emotions. You see, our emotions are a response to external events that we've attached meaning, we've attached desire to, we've attached, we want to have it. We've got to have it a specific way. And if we don't get it a specific way, guess what? We're upset. But if we could learn to live in the now, what does that mean? You learn to live without attachment. Isn't that what all the great masters have said, is that attachment is the source of all suffering? Isn't that why most relationships fail? Because you're attached to having your partner become something that you've created in your mind and you're not letting them be themselves. And isn't love about accepting what is? Isn't love about accepting the now? I don't know. What do you think about that? It's an interesting concept. This is an interesting concept that makes a lot of sense, but let me tell you something. It's not easy to do. We have been so programmed to bring our past forward and to live in our past, and we've been so programmed to project out into the future, and we've got to worry about all this stuff. Well, here's a question. How's that working? That's a question I ask all the time. How's what I'm doing working? Then another question is, why do I keep going back to that which isn't working? I realize I've been conditioned. I've been domesticated. My brain has been brainwashed to believing things that are not true. It's what society does. It's what the collective ego does. We become brainwashed. Yep. What is it that you see that stops you from living in the now? Why is it that you feel you have to bring the past into the now? It's a great question. See, that's one of the things that I know, that as a teacher, I don't have your answers. I've got lots of questions. And as I ask those questions, hopefully it stimulates the internal wisdom within you, the wisdom beyond your memory, that lets you figure out your own answer, because you're the only one that can. So if you're looking for a quick fix, this is not your place. I'm not your quick fix. In many ways in life, there is no quick fix because you've got to reprogram your brain, and reprogramming your brain takes time. Unmet expectations are comparisons and judgment that do not serve us. Suffering is the result of being stuck in a duality mind, forgetting our divine wholeness that we're already perfect. Exactly, Richard. Suffering is simply trying to live up to unrealistic expectations set by yourself or that you've accepted for yourself, set by others. Very simple what suffering is. Suffering is bringing a judgmental past into the present moment. Let me tell you a secret. If you're bringing the past into this present moment, there's no love. Because love is without judgment. And if you're bringing the past in, you're judging. You're judging it to be good. You're judging it to be bad. But you're bringing it into the now instead of just being right here. That's it. Right here, right now, experiencing everything. Right here, right now. I'm talking to you. That's all I'm doing is talking to you. And I'm fully present in this moment, sharing these ideas of now, of time with you, and how you might use this as I might use it. See, I'm not teaching you right now. Do you get that? I'm teaching me. As I teach, the person that gets the most out of everything I do is me. The same thing with you. Everything you do is about you because everything you do only affects you. It does not affect anyone else. Their perception of it may affect them, but it's not you affecting them. It's their perception, and they get to choose that perception. That's why when people get into a new relationship and they do something and they go, what triggered that in my partner? Tell you what it was. The past. They're not living in the moment. Not living in the moment. If you were in a relationship in the past and you had feelings of jealousy because you couldn't trust the person and they weren't trustworthy, they weren't honoring your agreements, but you get in a new relationship, they do the same behavior, but they are trustable. They've not proven themselves to not be trustable, but you react the way you did in the old one. You're not in the now. You're in suffering. You're in misery. You brought the past into the now. The time, my friends, is now. The question to ask is, what? No, not what. Who? Who am I going to be in this now? That's a great question for today. Every moment, ask yourself, who am I going to be in this now? When you meet someone, who am I going to be in this now? Do you believe you're whole, perfect, and complete? Here's an interesting thing. My wife is in Denver right now with my granddaughter, Claire, spending some quality time there. So I teach that in relationships, you're not your partner. You're you. You don't need a partner. So Jean's gone, right? Who am I going to be in the now? I'm going to be Lee. What am I going to do next? I'm talking to you. I've got his calendar. I'm going to go to the gym and be Lee in the gym. And then where am I going this afternoon? I'm going to the Fair Park Music Hall. And I'm going to go watch the play Jesus Christ Superstar. And you're saying by yourself? No, I'm not going by myself. I'm going with my best friend. That's me. And that's all I need to do anything is to be with me, my best friend. If someone else were to come along, great. Doesn't change the experience because the experience is happening where? All in my head. And who controls what I experience in my head? I do. See, I'm not wishing Jean was here, going back to when we did it in the past, or wishing she was here in the future. I'm not going there. I'm living in the now. That's where I invite you to live. I think tomorrow after I do Sunday service, I might head on down to Fort Worth. Why? They've got an art festival. I love walking art festivals. It's a ball. Why wouldn't I do that? Why would I sit home? Oh, my partner's out here. I can't go out. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Live in the now. Stop bringing the past into the now. The past is dead. It doesn't exist unless you give it life, unless you breathe life into it by giving it attention. And stop worrying about the future or living in a fantasy. It doesn't exist. All you've got is now. And all you've got is you. So be present with you in the now. With that, everyone, have a great day. And if someone asks you today, hey, do you know what time it is? You go, yeah, it's now. Create a great one, everyone. Aloha.